Hello and welcome to Introduction to the Principles of Lean. This is Roger Bacek, Coach Roger. Hope you're all doing well today, and I really appreciate you joining me. Today we're going to talk about a concept called lean and focus on the knowledge and the ideas that can help you incorporate healthier habits and behaviors into your household. I've been a lean certified health coach for the last 5 years, and I really am excited about bringing this simple, easy to follow program to you that can start you on a path to healthier living. So before we start, why should we care about our health? Take a moment and consider all the things you want to be healthy for. I know one of the things I want to be healthy for is seeing my youngest granddaughter graduate from high school. And I hate to say this, but I'll be in my mid-80s when that happens, and I don't intend to do it in a wheelchair. So think why you want to be healthy. What are the reasons? Is it your family? Is it your hobbies? You want to travel? You just want to feel good? Whatever it is, think about it. And when you start making those unhealthy choices, and you know what they are, just make a healthier choice. Something that's important for our children is that when a child grows up with these lean principles, he feels that it's normal and he doesn't want to gain weight, and that gaining weight is abnormal. In a sense, his or her body becomes internally programmed and to protect leanness. The internal programming is called the wisdom of the body. So what are these healthy foundations? They are the acronym LEAN. L, lifestyle, how we live. E, exercise, how we move. A, attitude, how we think. And N, nutrition, how we eat. Practicing lean principles will help you live younger, longer. Poor lean choices leads to mental D's and physical D's. Mental D's are disorders such as ADD, ADHD, OCD, LD, which is a learning disability. And physical D's are diseases such as allergies, cardiovascular disease, infectious disease, diabetes, vision deficiencies. While I've got a couple of these, I know one thing. I want to live better, and I've been practicing this now for 11 years, and it makes a difference on how you feel and how life is every day. And hopefully, this will get you on that road to that. So let's see what the science has to say about this. The science is clear. Junk food can cause neurotransmitters, which are neurochemical messengers in your brain, to function improperly. While healthy food choices allow the information to be processed correctly. Here's a great example. The Oxford Durham studied a little boy 6 years old, and this was how his handwriting was before any health intervention. It's incredible how bad that is. This slide on the right shows the difference in 1 month with health intervention. The health intervention being the addition of omega-3 to his diet. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about a simple way to start making better nutrition choices today without any fancy diets or books to keep or anything else. It's called traffic light eating. A healthy eating made easy. It's developed by a scientist in Germany, and it is so easy. You'll be excited about this, and I think next time you go to the grocery store and shop, you'll make some definite changes. Green light foods are foods that you want to get a lot of every day. They're go foods. They're grown. They're not manufactured. They're naturally colored for tomatoes, peppers, oranges, you name it, carrots, eggplant. They usually can be eaten raw. They're low in calorie, high in nutrients. They really cover all the fruits and vegetables. You can eat as much as you want of these green light foods. Yellow light foods are slow down foods. They are okay to eat every day, but not too much. Yellow light foods have more calories than green light foods. They usually have more fat and sugar too. They are a necessary part of our healthy diet. Again, they are a necessary part of our healthy diet. They provide vitamins and nutrients that green light foods don't. They include things like pasta, rice, bread, nuts, yogurt. But preparation of yellow light foods can easily turn them into a red light food. So take that chicken breast, bread it and fry it. You just went from a yellow light food to a red light food. And same with that fish fillet. All of a sudden you bread it and deep fat fry it. You just turn that yellow light food into a red light food. Red light foods are stop and think foods. They're lower in nutrients, higher in calories, high in fat and sugar. They usually contain artificial sweeteners, may contain hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup. Red light foods are foods like cookies, donuts, white bread, soda, fat hams, fatty meats. You know what they are. Just stop and think about them. They're okay now and then, but don't make a steady diet of it. Instead of eating these foods, stop and think what a different choice you might make. Instead of that ice cream cone for a snack in the afternoon, try an apple. Try some carrots with hummus, or just try some carrots without hummus. It's delightful. So let's take a check for understanding and see what you've learned so far about traffic light eating. Ooh, look at all this red meat. What traffic light color do you think that is? Well, if you said red, you're probably along with 99% of the people in the world. Yes, normally we do consider red light food a meat, a red light food, excuse me. But it can very easily be a yellow light food by the serving size and the cut of meat it has and how it's prepared. Here's our old friend the egg. My wife used to give me a fuss at me because I had eggs every day, and so one day I just Googled it. And what did Google say? First study was Harvard study that an egg was a superfood. Well, it is a superfood and I enjoy it every day, or most every day, but it is a yellow light food. And it could be a red light food depending on how it's prepped. Here's a simple one. Yeah, it's our good old friend the banana. It is a green light food. Next one's a little tougher to discern. I'd say without question, most people, the vast majority of people, when they see a salad, they think of it automatically as a green light food. However, it can be something different. Take a look at this salad. It's got some chicken in it, it's got cheese in it, it's got croutons in it. Who knows what kind of dressing is going to go on it, but more than likely it's going to be a creamy Caesar, which would right away take it from being a green light food to a red light food. So be careful on what you have. To keep this salad a green light food, it would be much better with other fresh veggies, colorful veggies in it, and possibly a olive oil based salad dressing with balsamic vinegar or something like that with some seasonings. Much better. Still probably be a yellow light food, but be much more nutritious for you. Our next food is nuts. Nuts are very good. They're very good for you. However, they are a yellow light food and they can very easily be overconsumed. If you remember, too much of a good thing is too much. Next is brown rice. Brown rice, we all know, is much better to eat because it is higher in nutrient than white rice, washed white rice. However, it is a yellow light food as well. But remember, yellow light foods are necessary for a healthy diet. Our next friend is something that I love to eat, and that is bread. I don't like white bread, but I love to eat my bread. And I've learned to eat better bread, and I've learned to cut down. But bread can be a yellow light food or a red light food. It depends on the ingredients. So when you're choosing a bread, your best bet is a fresh bread made with whole grains. And if you're looking in the grocery aisle, if you're buying bread at the grocery store and just taking regular produced bread from manufacturer, check out the label, read the labels, and see what's in it. Because quite often there's things in there you don't want to eat. Our next food is our friend the hamburger. And I would say all of us are going to say this is a red light food. And you'd be right, or we'd be right. However, look at this hamburger. It's got a white bun, it's got a tomato, it's got a lettuce, it's got a pile of mayonnaise in it, and then it's got obviously a beef hamburger, and then some onions on the bottom if there might be some ketchup and mustard on the bottom of that too. So how could we make this a little better food, or maybe even a yellow light food? Well, we could use a whole grain bun. We could make the hamburger at home ourselves instead of a fast food restaurant. Use grass-fed beef instead of corn-fed beef. Maybe substitute a salmon burger for the meat, or maybe even a black bean burger. They're pretty good. Another thing you need to do is be careful of the condiments you put on it, because so many condiments have bad ingredients in it. So just, again, you can have a hamburger, but you can also make wiser choices about it. Probably a smaller portion is the biggest thing. Next food is good old ice cream, which we all love. We've all loved since we were kids, and we still do. And this one's kind of especially bad because it's in that waffle cone, which is very high in sugar. But this is obviously a red light food. However, you don't need to avoid it completely. Just have less of it, and don't have it every day. What are some ways you could make this a better choice? Well, make it at home yourself. You know the ingredients you're putting in it. Check the ingredients labels on the ones you're buying in the store. Make sure it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup and other things you can't pronounce. And switch portion sizes. Instead of having a bowl, just have a scoop of ice cream in a dish with maybe some fresh fruit, strawberries or peaches, something like that, or blueberries on top of it. It's delicious. So what's in the food we eat? Learning how to read a food label is one of the most important skills you can have, and a priceless tool to pass on to your children. The food label, not the front of the box, tells us what traffic light eating color the food is. When looking at the nutrition facts sections, you should start with the serving size per container. This is important because there's often more than one serving in a package. The nutrition facts are specified to one serving size only, so if the entire bag contains if the entire bag of cookies that had 3 servings in it is consumed, the nutrition facts would need to be tripled in order to accurately count your calories and fats, the protein content and the protein content of the entire bag. Check the fat and sugar content. Trans fats are unhealthy fats and should be avoided when possible. Too much sugar is also unhealthy because it depresses immunity, causes mood swings, and can have a negative effect on behavior, attention, and learning. Fiber and protein are also important. Fiber is filling without being fattening, makes you feel good after eating, is good for the heart, and helps prevent constipation, bloating, and tummy aches. Protein steadies blood sugar, creates a full and satisfied feeling, and burns more calories than eating the same amount of carbs. Even more important than nutrition facts is the ingredients list. The ingredients list is the most important thing to check when deciding if the food is a green, yellow, or red light food. The front of the package may look nice and have wonderful claims, but always check the ingredients list so you know if there are any hidden ingredients that you should be avoiding, like the ingredients on the bottom of this list: modified cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup, and non-fat milk. So food ingredients to look for are A short list of ingredients, 10 or less. Good words like whole grain, etc. Words you can pronounce. High protein, high fiber, low in sugar, low in trans fats. And keep in mind, the ingredients are listed in order from the most to the least. So the first ingredient on the list means the most in the box. Food ingredients to avoid are high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil. If ingredients list include the term partially hydrogenated, it may have up to 0.5 grams of trans fats in one serving. Trans fats are bad. Artificial colors are bad. Long lists are bad. Multiple names appear, which may fool you. So like MSG, that's monosodium glutamate. That is a no-no. You have sugar, you have fructose, sucrose, lactose, hydrolyzed vegetable protein. Again, there's that word hydrolyzed. When you see things like that, just put it back on the shelf and choose another product. So let's have a little fun and name that food. The next several slides are going to come up, and there will be a list of ingredients. And I want you to see if you can name that food. So here's our first one. This food has 19 ingredients. Starts out with milled corn, sugar, malt flavoring, high fructose corn syrup, read on, hydrochloride, pyridoxine hydrochloride. What is that? BHT. That's a carcinogen. So what is this product? Well, we all know it, and it's been around for a long, long time. As Tony the Tiger says, it's great. And yes, I've eaten my share of those in my day. Not too many, but I have had some. I know I'll leave them on the shelf and will not sneak any if they're on the grandchildren's table. And I'll try and get the parents to take it off the list. This next food has 21 items. The first ingredient may give it away, but notice that the 7th ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. You got some wheat, gluten, soybean oil, some yeast, cornstarch, and soy lecithin. Well, the soybean oil the high fructose corn syrup puts it on the shelf for me. It should for you as well. If you guessed bread, you're right. It's Wonder Bread. My thing is, I wonder why they ever made it. I know I didn't like it as a kid, and I sure don't like it now, and I don't even think about it when I see it. And avoid the sandwich. If any sandwiches or shirts made by it, I do not eat them. Our next food has 15 ingredients. And it's a food we probably all put on top of ice cream, maybe on top of a strawberry sundae or strawberry shortcake, on top of a brownie maybe. It's got high fructose corn syrup in it, sorbitan monostearate. Well, I can't understand what that is. Polysorbate 60, whatever that is. High fructose corn syrup. There's that old bugaboo. It's our old friend Cool Whip. I remember when it came out, and everybody switched to it right away, and it has you might as well eat the container. It's not worth the containers put in. However, it's sold every day by the truckload. This next food has 18 ingredients in it. You might guess what this is by the first 4 or 5 ingredients. Water, high fructose corn syrup, sadly, and just 2% or less of concentrated juices. Citric acid, ascorbic acid. Yellow 5 might get it away, but note the sodium benzoate, which is put in there for freshness, to maintain freshness, so it has a long shelf life. Long shelf life on the shelf is there, and the same when it's in your gut. This is something we have been told since we were kids, you need to drink it for health. It's orange juice. If you want orange juice, buy an orange and eat the orange. That just is not worth drinking. The next food has 28 items. It is amazing. Look at all those things. Man. It's got wheat flour. I looked in here, I was looking for high fructose corn syrup. I couldn't find it. But it's got ferrous sulfate, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, corn syrup solids. It's got whey's. Whey is the milk waste from making cheese, palm oil, citric acid, monosodium glutamate. There's MSG in this, okay, which is really a flavor enhancer. And then yellow 5 and artificial colors. We fix this for our kids a lot. It is the infamous Kraft mac and cheese. Hope you're getting a picture here. There's a lot of foods out there, and when it's in a box, it's really, you really got to look close. So our last food has 30 ingredients in it. What could this be? Wheat flour, niacinamide, reduced iron, hydrogenated cottonseed oil, high fructose corn syrup, cracker meal, yellow 5, artificial flavors, calcium phosphate, monosodium glutamate. There's MSG again. And this is, sadly, way too many children in this country and probably around the world start off with this, but I doubt if this product's even sold in Europe. It's the infamous Kellogg's Pop-Tart. It's not, you might as well just eat the box. You probably get more nutrition out of it than the glue that's in the box. So that brings us to the end of our little fun and quiz. Into this myth buster. Is this true or false? If a label says no trans fats, legally the food cannot contain any trans fats. See how close you were paying attention. If you remember when we started our ingredients talk, part of the slide. If the nutrition label says it's partially hydrogenated, it means the food could have up to a half a gram of trans fats per serving in it. So this statement is false. It can be legal to have some trans fats in it. So take charge of your health with Primetime Health Workshops. Ask Coach Roger. The workshops are make your own medicine, make health your hobby, remove waste from your waist, live without pain and inflammation. And I've got a 2019 summer special for all 4 of them. Here they are on the slide. All you have to do is click on one of the dates and it will take you to that and sign up, and I will be in touch with you. I would hope you would register for all 4 sessions. You'd be having a savings of $120. So live younger longer. Practice traffic light eating. Ask Coach Roger. Give me a call. Send me an email. Thank you for watching. My goal is helping you live younger longer. Remember, you can always ask Coach Roger.